What's up, guys? This is the Til You Collapse Podcast. I am Brian. I am your host, and we're back with Scotty.
What's going on, y'all?
With Kyle. Man, I gotta keep it real, man. I'm fucking sad.
It feels dark lately.
Fuck, dude.
You know, it's been a weird couple days.
Dude, I'm sad. I gotta tell you guys, the main thing we're gonna talk about this podcast is Kobe. It's got me really fucked up, man. I've been crying. I've been feeling really sad, and honestly, I wasn't even the hugest fan of Kobe, and I'm not a fan of the Lakers.
Yeah, no, neither am I. But it's like he's that kind of guy that has that respect, though. You got to have it for him, you know.
Yeah. I'm telling you what. When I grew up, I was a fan of Michael Jordan. When I was a kid, he was coming up, so Michael Jordan was my guy in my age. I feel like Kobe's a little newer. You know, the younger age group is really idolizes Kobe because of the different times growing up or whatnot. But honestly, Kobe is like the new day Michael. Like they really had similar playing styles, really similar skill sets. They almost won the same amount of championships. Kobe idolized Michael. He even said it. You know what I mean? Like if you watch their play, like it's crazy. They have like replays of them playing and like same movement, same everything. It's crazy. But like the one thing I really respect about Kobe that really hits me hard is the whole family thing. Like the whole family thing, like that really I relate to that. And then him and his work ethic, like translates, like he got to where he was at because of his insane fucking work ethic. Like that guy worked more than anyone else on that team. And it showed. Look at how great he was. Yes, he had natural talent and he was gifted and talented, but he didn't rely on that. He also worked harder than any single person on that fucking team. And that is how it translates, you know, I've talked about in fitness, in sports, and business. That work ethic is the same, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that guy, I just tip my hat to him for that work ethic to be the greatest he was. I mean, 5 championships, what he did for the Lakers, and just, I mean, how many points he scored in a game? Over 80 points in a fucking game.
Yeah, that's insane.
And like,
for sure.
it's just fucking tragic, dude. It's so sad. And the thing that's really crazy is like, you hear stories about him, like practice started at 7 a.m. Practice started at 7 a.m. and he'd show up at 4 a.m. And then practice from 4 to 7, and then practice when practice started. I mean, he used to go, consistently. There'd be stories when people would go and they'd find him like in a dark gym practicing because like he couldn't turn the lights on and he would get there so early, like before the person that turned the lights on or whatever, and he'd be practicing in the fucking dark. And like he broke his arm and he still showed up with a cast on and practiced and did hundreds of shots with one arm at 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's some special kind of work ethic for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what
Takes
that's what I try to tell people. I mean, I'm not even gonna try to front like I'm on that level. Like I have insane work ethic, and you guys know I work sometimes 7 days a week, and I wake up early and I go to bed late. But it's not even on that level. I'm not even gonna try to compare myself to that. Like I'm like a percentage of that, but I relate to it because I do that to the best of my ability. It's not to that extreme. And we talk about balance and stuff like that. Like that man had no balance for 20 years like that. And that's what, at that level, if you want to be at that level, you got to realize like it takes sacrifice. But here's the thing, like it takes sacrifice. But the thing is with the whole family thing, his daughter.
Yeah.
And can you imagine what his wife's going through? Like
seriously, it doesn't even seem real.
And the thing is like we talk about balance, guys, and it doesn't matter if you have a fucking $1 billion in the bank account. If you die, it doesn't matter how much money you have.
Yeah.
Right? You can't spend it. It doesn't go to the grave with you. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it could all be over tomorrow.
All that matters is the time and the memories you had with your family when you were here. At the end of the day, that's all that really, really matters when we break it down. Yeah, it's nice to make money. It's nice to be stress-free and buy cars and houses and vacations. Whatever the fuck you want to do, that stuff's nice, but it doesn't fucking matter. Because when you die, you don't take any of that shit with you, right? Like all people remember is your kids remember the memories with you. Your family memories are memories with you. And like you talk about balance, and I talk about balance, and I struggle with this. I've talked about my struggle with this shit. And like you talk about like his first I mean, he didn't have balance. Practicing from 4 a.m. to night, like that was his life, and he did great things because of that. And, you know, I feel like he was just, you know, starting to have that balance in his life. He was, you know, he was getting into entrepreneurship. He was speaking. He was coaching his daughter. His daughter was a fucking amazing athlete. She was like the next Kobe. You know, he didn't have a son. And he used to, there's videos of him where he talks about like people used to come up to him and like say, you got to have a son to carry on your legacy. And like, he's like, his daughter's carrying on. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like his daughter would be like, I'm carrying on the legacy. Like that's, you could tell their bond was close. And like, this was the next chapter of his life, like coaching her, mentoring her.
Yeah, you could see his work ethic going into her for sure.
Yeah, like they had that passion together. It's fucking sad, dude. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just all gone like that.
Yeah.
You know, any one of us. And it's hard because, you know, that balance, you know, we all want to be successful and we all have goals, and having that balance of, you know, you got to realize like I've talked about, it takes that kind of work ethic. It takes that kind of sacrifice to get to that level. Because if Kobe didn't have that, he wouldn't have been that great. It's, you know, but it's like, you know, all those hours, all those days, all that time, you know, missed with his family. His family was younger. I mean, he just had a baby, but he, you know, he did have an older daughter and a 13-year-old. And, you know, I feel like, you know, some of that time was missed, not all of it, but now he was definitely focusing on that now. But then, you know, it's like, you got to find your new, and I'm trying to still figure it out. Like I said, this is all coming off the cuff and it's emotional, and I just wanted to talk about it because I relate to it. Like,
for
you know,
sure,
it's just, I relate to it directly because I'm trying to have that work ethic and build this empire, but I don't know when I'm going to go. And I got 4 little kids at home and an amazing wife. And it's like, yes, I want to provide for them. I want to have nice things. I want to not worry about money, you know, but it's like, you know.
You also don't want to waste any time with them too, you know.
For sure. And I feel like I do, you know, I'm proud of myself of the way I balance it, but there is times that I've had less balance, especially in the past. And I figure, you know, and as you grow, there's going to be less balance in spurts as well. And the thing is it's a very delicate balancing act, guys, like I've told you, because when you take your foot off that gas and your focus off, this suffers, you know, and it's a balancing. But guys, please, you got to just hold your loved ones tight. Tell them you love them every day. Family, friends even. And friends is where I've been dropping the ball because I focus on just the work and the family, which obviously are 2 very important things, but also friends are important as well, man. People that are close to you, you got to let them know, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you
absolutely,
never know.
Yeah.
You never know. And like fucking holding grudges and little things, like that shit doesn't matter. Like, right? Mm-hmm. Like, who gives a fuck if you guys are arguing over some little thing, you know? But you never know, like, you know? And there's people that really take that shit, like they have families and best friends that get in fights over
like
nothing.
Don't talk to your parents or something like that. It's like not worth it, you know? If you lost them tomorrow or they lost you tomorrow, like it wouldn't even matter, you know? Those little things.
Yeah. So guys, it's just, you know, you got to realize that life is fucking short. Our time here is very short. And I mean, his time was short, 41 years old. And look at the impact he made on this earth. Like, we all see that work ethic and we felt it. Like I said, that's why it's affecting a lot of people.
It's crazy how many people it's like affecting. Like, so many people like care about this dude, like because of who he was.
Even people that didn't like basketball. Like I said, I wasn't a Lakers fan. I was an MJ fan, but I respected Kobe for how good he was, because you can't deny that. When you work that hard and you become that great in anything, business, fitness, sports, you can't deny that. Somebody just doesn't wake up and do that. It took years of outworking everybody. And I mean, like when he tore his Achilles tendon. This man tore his Achilles tendon. That's one of the most painful injuries. Separating your Achilles tendon. Can you imagine that feeling from the back of your foot? You can't even walk. Most people have to get carried when that happens. This man tore his Achilles tendon, stood up on his own, walked over. This is this guy's mindset and work ethic. Walked over. He had free throws. Walked over, sunk 2 free throws in excruciating pain, and then walked off the court on his own, where 9 out of 10 people would have flopped down and got carried off. This man stands up on his own, scores 2 free throws, and walks the fuck off the court. That's how powerful his mind was and his work ethic. that just gives me chills. Like, that tells you right now, like, that man's mindset and his work ethic. Like that team and that goal came before anything, before his own self. Like I said, he stood up and literally sunk 2 free. It's just nuts to me. And like I said, it's just like story after story about his outworking, early mornings, late nights. Like, you know, like I said, but at the end of the day, you know, he just, you can't deny it, man. And like I said, and here's the thing, there was a lot of other people on that crash that died, and my heart goes out to them as well. Of course, you know, like, you know, the thing, and they matter just as much as Kobe.
Right.
They matter. All those lives matter just as much as Kobe and his daughter. It's just that we know who they were, and they're in the spotlight. And the thing is, Kobe, like you said, he inspired and motivated and touched millions. That's why you're seeing that. But don't get me wrong. All those lives matter as much.
Life is precious in general.
Yeah, they're all daughters and fathers, and, you know, there was other kids on the fucking thing. It's just sad, dude. And tragedy. And the thing is, can't even fucking talk. Tragedies like this happen every day. Every day, people die. A lot of people.
Yeah.
That's the reality of this world. I guarantee you don't even know how many people die on this earth every single day. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. And there are people's mothers and fathers and husbands and dads and brothers and sisters, and it's sad, right? So just realize that you guys don't take this life for granted. Honestly, if I could say one message of this podcast, and really that's weighing heavy on me. And I know I've talked about it before, but it really hits home with me because I have a family, I have kids. You know, I couldn't imagine, you know, this kind of thing happening. And it's just like, you know, I try to have that kind of work ethic as well. And I struggle with that balance. So it's just really like, you know, and I've talked about it before, but I just want to talk about it again and really know that I'm living it. And anyone listening to this really needs to, you know, think twice about, you know, what really matters, you know. And like I said, it does matter. You know, it's nice to be successful. It's nice to make money and have nice things and provide, but that's not everything. And if that's everything to you and that's the main thing you're focusing on, and you do have a family, you really need to check your fucking self and really look in the mirror and really think about what's important. Because you cannot take cars, you cannot take money, you cannot take anything to the grave. You get buried right next to someone that's broke as fuck, in the same box, in the same ground. Your legacy, your family, your memories, what other people think and say about you, the kind of person you were when you were here, is really all that carries on. And I'm working on that as well. I'm trying to build an empire legacy here. I'm trying to teach you guys here. I'm trying to really impact all my employees' lives, everyone's lives. I want to help everyone be as successful as possible and create that legacy of, you know, you guys are going to have kids one day. I want to know your kids. Like, I truly love you guys. Like, I want to be part of your life. I want to create opportunity here where you guys can buy houses, have families. You know, that's the real truth.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? What else do we have here? What the fuck are we doing at the end of the day, right? I mean, it's nice to be successful here, but at the end of the day, really what matters to me is you young men here. I mean, you guys are the next generation. You guys are going to have kids one day. I want you to be able to grow here and live here and build a future here where you can support your wives and kids and enjoy and have something you want to do. That's really like my mission, honestly. Right, it's crazy to think about, right? Mm-hmm. But it's real, right?
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it's the beginning, man. But it's just that matters to me. You know what I mean? Like I said, just, you know, and I'm trying to grow as a boss and a husband and a person, and it's wild. I definitely feel like I am, but it's just it takes a lot of work as well. As much as, you know,
absolutely.
It's crazy, man. So it's all new, but anyways, guys, I don't know what else I want to talk about. I just want to talk about it. Scott, you have any input?
Nah, it just felt weird the past day or so, you know, but
yeah, it doesn't seem real.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem
It's
real.
crazy, yeah, like anything could happen at any given second.
Yeah, it happens like daily in cars and planes, and people get sick. People are healthy, and next day they go to the doctor, and all of a sudden they get told they have cancer and they have 2 months to live. Like, happens every fucking day. Like I said, it just really hits everyone because it happens to everybody. But then when it happens to someone with this big of influence, then it really affects us. You know what I mean? And it affects, you know, the people that we don't know about this happens to. it affects obviously their circle the same, right? Because it's somebody, that person. But at the end of the day, you know, we're all brothers, we're sons, we're fathers. You know, we're somebody to someone, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. So,
hell yeah.
Anyways, guys, I didn't want to take too long on this podcast. Shout out to you, Kobe. Hopefully you're up there with your daughter playing hoops. Respect the man that you are and the man that you were, man. Seriously. Hopefully you guys get something from this podcast. Spread it. Share it. Appreciate you guys. We're out.